Hi everybody, here's a small Divrei Torah for this week's Parashat Shelah that we're going to read tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. When sending the spies into Eretz Yisrael, the Torah begins by listing the names of these spies, one per tribe, one per shevet. Interestingly enough, when it came to the tribe of Yosef, the Torah tells us, Lemate Yosef, Lemate Menashe, Gadi ben Susi. Gadi ben Susi was the spy that represented the tribe of Menashe, and he is connected and associated with the tribe of Yosef. Now, what is odd is that we normally don't find that. Normally when we mention the tribe of Yosef, he is often associated with Ephraim, the other son, the younger son of Yosef, given that Ephraim generally received more benefits than Menashe did. That goes way back from the time that Yaakov, at the end of his life, blessed Ephraim before Menashe. So the question is, why does the Torah in this instance mention the tribe of Menashe and correlates it and associates it with Yosef? Lemate Yosef, Lemate Menashe Gadi ben Susi. So this question is asked by the Dat Zekenim Balei Tosfot, and he says something fascinating, and I'm going to read it here. He says, Kan shakle Yosef lemetarfse. Here Yosef is adjoined to the tiruf, the evil that took place, and the reason is lefi shehotzi diba, because Yosef also spoke ill way back when he was a teenager about his brothers, ulkach, and therefore huzkar kan al mate Menashe shaya mimotzieh hadiba, velo al mate Ephraim shelo hotzi, and therefore he is connected and associated with the mate Menashe, who also spoke evil about the land of Israel, and not Mate Ephraim, because the spy from Shevet Ephraim was Yoshua ben Nun, and he and Caleb were not part of that clan to speak ill about the land. Ubekol mekomot hu nizkar Mate Ephraim, and he does say that normally that's what we find. We find that Yosef is mentioned with Ephraim, but not in this case, because since he was once guilty of speaking badly about his brothers way back before he was sold, so too we are mentioning here Menashe also, who spoke bad about the land of Israel, so we put the names together. And interestingly, there's a general lesson over here, and we can expand on about this, that a person's actions can have tremendous benefit or consequences to what's going to take place in the future, especially when we're dealing with parents and children. Parents have the ability to impart a lot of wisdom on their children, but at the same time, if they go about their day-to-day life acting in ways that they shouldn't be acting, then chas v'shalom, the children will learn from their parents and also act in similar ways. The apple does not fall far from the tree, as the saying goes, and therefore the situation here was that Menashe, I guess, copied or imitated that which his father did, and also spoke Lashon Hara, not about people, but about the land. But the opposite also works, that when a person is dealing with positivity, when a person is looking at things around him in a shining light, when a person sees HaKadosh Baruch Hu around him and speaks positively and acts in ways that can promote goodness and chesed and other types of positive consequences, then so too we expect our children to act in similar ways. What was fascinating to me with regard to this commentary by the Dat Zekenim Balei Tosfot was that Yosef was 17 when he spoke bad about his brothers. He was young. He was a na'ar. This was a long time ago, before he was even married, before he even had Menashe. So it's not that Menashe actually saw what his father did. Menashe wasn't born yet. It was not something that he witnessed firsthand. So it's either he must have heard about it. Of course, he heard about it, and eventually when they made peace, he probably was told by his father what his father did. Or a person can say that even if you are not there to witness it and experience it firsthand because you are not born, but the fact that Yosef did something, it is almost like it's in his blood, it's in nature, it becomes genetic. When a person accustoms himself to acting in ways that he shouldn't act, speaking lashon hara, using words that he shouldn't use, performing other types of sins, don't think that that's not going to have an effect on your children, even though that they are not born yet. It becomes a part of you, unfortunately. It affects your neshama and affects your goof, so that when the day comes to, produce children will be born from you, God forbid, that can stain their neshama as well if they don't take the proper conduct to correct themselves. And of course, that also goes the opposite way as well. When a person at a younger age will perform Torah and mitzvot, will act with chesed, with compassion, with sincerity, with honesty, and with generosity, then that will also have a trickle effect to the children that are not born yet. Yes, because it becomes a part of you. It becomes a part of your neshama. It becomes a part of your flesh and blood to live in the way that Hashem wants us to live. And this should serve as a lesson to us, and that every action that we do, whether we have children or we don't have children yet, will have an impact one way or another on our future descendants. Wishing you all a wonderful Shabbat. Be well.